Good morning, everybody. What's going on? Welcome. Today is Monday, February 18th, 2019. My name's Jeremy, and this is my first cup of coffee. Why is it so dark in here? It feels darker than normal. So, I'm not feeling so well. I am sick. I canceled all my plans yesterday. I had plans with family. Canceled that. Spent much of the day in bed, the rest of it on the couch. I do not do well with doing a day on the couch. It was unpleasant. Yeah. I feel better, but not entirely better. See, this is one of those interesting things about the this band that I wear on my wrist, this doohickey from Whoop. Is it does real-time HRV, heart rate variability. I've talked about that on the show before. And bottom line, this thing says, hey, even though you got tons of sleep, you are not doing so well, buddy. Which means that it's pretty much squashing my plan to work out. I was planning on doing a light workout. I don't think that's a good idea, which really stinks. So I'm going to continue to be bored. That's probably what's going to happen. I do have to leave the house. I do have a little bit of consulting I have to go do. So what happened this weekend? Let's see. Saturday, I went for a hike, and then I ate a ton of sushi. And then it was yesterday, and I was sick, so I did nothing. Watched a bunch of TV, movies, cleaned my house. Didn't leave my house, which always feels weird. It's weird when I don't even go outside. And I didn't even go outside. But then again, it was really cold, so that might be part of why. So, yeah, that was this weekend. Now, I did get a question. I did have a question come in from Friday's episode. And remember, you guys can write your questions in live, or you can leave them as comments later on, and I'll answer them either that episode or the next episode. And this question comes in from Need to Stretch. So first off, thanks for the question. What are the daily things you do that make you successful, or at least better than yesterday? And it's a great question. So the things that I do that make me successful, for me, it's all about routines and lists. I keep track of a lot of things. I have a calendar that most people think is insane. I schedule out everything, which can get overwhelming, to be honest. But it's what I need to make sure things get done. I also keep track of the things that I have done on the calendar, because sometimes I forget what I've done. And so the nice thing about my calendar is I can search it. I use Google Calendar, go back and say, did I do this thing? Oh yeah, I did that here. Wasn't that supposed to be a recurring thing? Oh yes, it is. It shows up in 2 more weeks, things like that. Now, as far as things beyond organization, it's about routine. Part of the reason that this show works for me is that I get up between 5:30 and 6, and I do this show at 6:30 every weekday. I was already getting up. I was already having my cup of coffee. So now I'm just recording part of that process. And granted, I talk a lot more than I would have if I was solo. But what else do? I have some daily affirmations that sit next to my bed that I say out loud. Yes, daily. What is a part of my daily routine? I try hard to get some kind of movement, exercise, whatever you want to call it, in every day. Because I feel better. I know I think better. there's science that backs up your that exercise helps thought, creative thought, etc. In fact, some people recommend that you. Some people think that you. It's ironic that I can't think right now as I'm talking about this. That every hour or so you should do, 5 minutes of movement, even if you're at a desk job. What else? What are my other routines? So I'll take you through my routine. Here's what usually happens. I set the alarm for 5:30. I get up. Pardon me for my congested sinuses. Alarm set for 5:30. I may hit the snooze bar a couple times. I am up by 6 at the latest. Feed the cat. Turn on the coffee pot. Have a glass of water. Big glass of water with a little bit of salt added to it. The idea that salt is bad for us is kind of silly. Check the new science on that if you're interested. Water, salt. I might check a couple things from overnight, from sales or whatever, and then it's usually 6:30. So I'll do this show. Once I'm done with this show, I usually make a second cup of coffee, clean up dishes or whatever's going on in the kitchen, whatever piles happen to be there. If I'm leaving for the day, I'll pack lunch into my cooler, make sure the cat's taken care of. She's usually eaten food by then, so I'll give her some more food. Shave, shower, those things. If those have to happen that day, I don't shower every day. I shower when I need to shower. There's a secret for you. But I'm going to shower today because these sinuses are congested. What else? And then during the day, there's very little that would be routine. And then at the end of the day, I try really hard to switch over to red lights from, normal lights for sleeping. That happens, depends on when I'm going to bed, but, usually when it starts getting dark out. If I'm doing some work or making some dinner, I won't switch over yet because, of course, it messes with the way things look. I've got some very, very attractive blue blocker glasses I wear. And then I'll usually have a cup of sleepy time tea, read, and go to bed. And going to bed can be anywhere from 8 to, 11. I aim for 9. That's the target. But, yeah, so that gives me somewhere between 8 and 9 hours of sleep a night. Again, that's the target. Doesn't always happen that way. And that's worked pretty well for me. I don't get sick often. In fact, I'm chalking this up to my hike and probably being dehydrated Saturday. I don't drink enough water when I hike, even though I carry a Camelback. Yeah, there's my routine. So, my routine works for me. I'm not going to suggest that my routine works for you, but I am going to suggest that a routine works for everyone. Take the things that are most important, ritualize them, do what you have to do to make them a recurring part of your life so you don't forget about them. Taking your vitamins or when you get your exercise in. It doesn't matter what it is. But the most important thing should happen earliest in the day at the same time so you don't forget and so other stuff doesn't get in the way. Oh, one of the other things that I don't do, I don't read my email first thing because email just turns into a bunch of things I have to do for other people. So, yeah. All right. Well, That's what I got. I hope you have a great day. I will see you back here tomorrow. Remember, we do this every 6:30 a.m. weekday. That was a weird sentence. We do this every weekday morning at 6:30 Eastern on YouTube. Thanks for coming by. Ugh, I should probably make a smaller credit sign. This thing's too big. It is unwieldy.